Today we are creating with my brand new Beargrass stamp from pmartiststudio, inspired by the beautiful wildflower that grows high in the Rocky Mountains. I'm Christy Hartman. Welcome back to my channel. Beargrass is actually part of the lily family. Its tall, majestic blooms make it perfect for today's project. And a beargrass grows sometimes anywhere from 3 to 4 feet tall. In this video, I'm going to show you different ways to use this stamp as we create a mixed media tag, art journal pages, and a handmade card using stamping, embossing, collage, and layered textures. Each project has its own personality and style. I hope it inspires you to experiment with your own nature-inspired mixed media creation. This is my new Beargrass stamp from pmartiststudio. These are all printed on deli paper, and they're just white. And I think they will be kind of cool for this stamp. So let's do a little stamping with these. I don't know if these will actually get used in the final, but we'll see. I'm kind of up in the air. We're going to use the archival ink right on these, and then I think we'll emboss some of these we might not. Alright, I've done some stamping with it on this paper to try and get this stamp kind of warmed up a little bit. Okay, I kind of want this over here in this blue area. Don't know that that's going to matter. There we go. That's a good stamp. I want to see, I have this paper, and I like this side right here. And this, this flower does not have any pink in it. But I just want to see how it's going to stamp on this paper. Okay, well, we got 3 good ones. 2 that were not so good. But we can work with that. Alright, let's clean this stamp off real quick, and then I'm going to be back and I'm going to heat emboss those. Interesting about this, I think we can fix that. I don't think that's a problem. But look at what that did. That paper did not like being heat embossed. Interesting. Huh, okay. I'll be back. that I did a while ago, and this is using my wood rose stencil. So let's tear this so we can put it right on top of our tag. It's a little bit whiter than I wanted. So let's take a little bit more off of this side. That should just about do it. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Because I want that to be, you know, we're building a bouquet. I want them to be somewhat similar for last month's. So let's ink up our edges. We're using the archival because I don't want this to move when I start placing everything on top of it. I want to get some of that up onto the paper. Yep, I like that. Go like so. Then this will take this right to the edge, so I'm going to cut this a little further in. And I'll have to punch that, of course. But let's that will work, but we need to, I'm just going to trim that off about like so. Then there's book paper. Let's tear this. Yeah, okay. I think that will work. Let's ink up the edges on this. Let's glue this down. There we have it. I'll be right back. This is Froyle's script stamp. I think it's called a script poem. And it looks just like that. And I think it'd be perfect just right here on the back. And we're going to stamp it. Last time I put paper on the back and showed you how to make another collage on the back of your tag. This time we're just going to stamp it. And because I have painted this in black, it'll make a nice background. Okay, I think that looks great. We're going to do the same thing over here, only we're going to kind of offset it just a bit, about like so. Yeah, good. Okay, let's let that dry. I'm going to go clean off my stamp. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm working on composition for this, and even though this paper did not like being heat embossed, it'll be fine. It'll glue down. But I tore out, this is a brayer off, and I tore out, and I really love this part. And I want this to be a skinny type vase. Let's go from this end. about like so. I wonder if I shouldn't rethink this a little bit. I tried these on here. I didn't like those as well. I like the gold. So we'll save those for another project. But let's tear a strip off of this. Okay, so just tear that right there and right there. Let's glue this up. This I want up here, about like so. I think that will work. Okay, now this we'll put down like that for right now. Now I was thinking I could put a quote on there. Okay. This is my art journal, and here's the front cover. I've been working on this for a while, and I think that these Beargrass stamps are going to look pretty cool in here. And I'm going to make a 2-page spread where they're both very similar. So the first thing I'm going to do is to ink up the edges of some of these pieces that I'm going to layer on here as feature stripes. And I've already put some things in here. Not necessarily thinking about this project, but was thinking about things in the future, so. I was thinking about using this as a stem. Let's glue this stem on first. And it's just a piece of collage. Gel printed paper that I'm using as collage. And then these are going to come around Okay, we'll let that dry a little and we'll put together this side. And then I'll be back. Here are the 2 pages. You can see how I layered up the stem and the leaves coming out from the Beargrass and a feature stripe. Now, I think we're going to do some stamping on this. We're going to use my cone flower. We're going to use a little bit of this Ara Gold. It's not going to show up much on this page, but it did show up on this page really nicely. I didn't see much there. Okay, let's let that dry, and then let's go back to this one a little bit. Let's add a little bit more paint to our plate. Okay, I think that did what I was hoping it would do. Okay, let me go clean up my stamp and I'll be right back. I'd add a couple quotes to these two pages. One is by Henri Matisse, and it says, "Creative people are curious, flexible, persistent, and independent with a tremendous spirit of adventure and a love of play." I like that one. I was thinking about putting it right there. I'm not going to put it on there yet. And this one is by Dolly Parton, which I love. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. So I just ink up these edges real quick. And this one I know I want right there. So let's glue that down. There we have those two pages. I'm pretty happy with that. This is in my book that I'm doing for the Reluctant Art Journal. And there's different pages in here. I do a run through here in a video that's going to be coming in a few weeks, so you'll see the whole inside of this. But these are these two pages. And I think these are going to be like the yin and yang of, because I'm a Gemini, my birthday is in June, I wanted to do something that showed the two faces of the Gemini, because we're twins. I decided that I'd probably make a card out of this. I have a birthday card I need to send, so this'll work. This is nothing more than a brayer off. I think I had done some stamping on my 5x7 inch plate, and this is what remained when I pulled it. So let's just kind of ink up the edges a little bit. And let's glue this on. And I kind of thought we could use some of this. I haven't decided how yet. I definitely want to put that on there. I wonder if I could go right down through the center. Okay, let me go cut some paper. I'll be right back. Okay, so I took this pink, which was attached to this, and I think we'll make this be our feature stripe. That can go right there. That'll work. All right, and let's stamp with a little bit of gold. Let's move that. We'll use this dark gold again. And let's just start stamping those gold cone flowers around there. Let's see, how's that work? That works good. I think that works really good. All right, let me go clean my stamp up. I'll be right back. So I've inked up the edges of this stamp. And let's glue this on here. This feature stripe will act as our stem, but I'm not sure it really needs a stem. And then this is a quote that I have that says, "Your imagination is your preview of life's coming attraction," which I think is a nice quote. Is our card. Fairly simple. Used a brayer off, a couple stamps, and I now have a nice birthday card to send to a friend. Here are the projects that we completed today. We completed this beautiful handmade card using a background that I had, our new Beargrass stamp, and then adding a feature stripe and a quote to it. This tag is part of the set that I started last month when I introduced you to my iris stamp. This Beargrass stamp is going to become part of that tag bouquet. This is my art journal. I completed 2 pages, which are the yin and yang of, for those of us that are Geminis. And I used 2 different colored Beargrass backgrounds to stamp my stamp on. Completed the rest of the journal page with a little bit of stamping, some collage, and to finish it off with a couple quotes. This is an additional bonus page that I did that is not quite finished yet, but I wanted to show you how I still have across from each other kind of a yin and yang version of the twins for Gemini. Thank you so much for spending this creative time with me today. I love how versatile this Beargrass stamp is. From layered collage to bold embossing and detailed stamping, it can change character depending on the techniques and the colors that you use. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with a creative friend. And as always, keep experimenting and keep creating. Leave me a comment. You know I always love to hear from you, and I will see you in my next video.